This is Ukraine War Awareness here, returning after a year to bring you the news of Kazakhstan. We will be doing a rebranding to analyze news and hotspots from around the world. So subscribe to stay up to date with us, and please drop a like on the video as it helps us immensely. So what's going on in Kazakhstan? Huge tensions have erupted in Nur-Sultan, the Kazakhstani capital, as well as other cities like Almaty, between the government and its citizens. Protesters are violently taking to the streets, occupying as well as torching government buildings. Heavy riots are on the streets, with the Kazakh riot police having extreme difficulty in maintaining order, as there is looting as well as some rioters being armed with and distributing automatic weapons. So, what are the reasons for protesters taking the streets? So far, as of January 5th, the Western sources are very limited regarding this protest and are only citing gas price issues for reason of taking to the streets. Local fuel prices doubled from 60 Kazakhstani tenge to 120 Kazakhstani tenge per liter, or 28 US cents per liter as of January 5th. According to a few local Kazakh sources, drivers tend to drive to Russia just to fill up their gas tank and return to Kazakhstan, citing Russian experts as well as OPEC charts regarding the major Kazakh oil project called the Tengiz Project, which has a lot of foreign oil producers. US Chevron and ExxonMobil have a combined 55% stake in the oil production in Kazakhstan according to the OPEC market charts, while other sources claim 50% ownership for Chevron and 25% ownership for Exxon. Other companies include EU companies such as the Italian Eni, French Total Energies, Japanese Inpex, and Russian Lukarko, a subsidiary of Lukoil, having an only 5% claim to the Kazakh oil, and Kazakhstan's state oil, Kazmunia having only 20% stake in it, which is allegedly the reason for such price hikes due to the little price regulations, as they own a tiny fraction of the reserves. As protesters have caused significant damage to city streets, occupying and torching government buildings, vandalizing and looting, and literally handing out automatic weapons to crowds of protesters, they made the demands of releasing all political prisoners, full resignation of the president and government, and political reforms such as the creation of a provisional government of reputable public citizens, as well as the withdrawal from any and all alliances with Russia. This would include the CSTO, Collective Security Treaty Organization, the CIS, or Commonwealth of Independent States, and the EEU, Eurasian Economic Union. These treaties are economic in nature, except for the CSTO, which was made to protect the assets throughout the former Soviet Republic that had connecting infrastructure, electrical generators, and such. The government has resigned on January 5th, meeting one of the protesters' demands while also declaring a state of emergency, but the protests have not eased in the slightest, and the president of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, is asking for CSTO assistance due to the sudden lightning rise of nationalists roaming the streets. If this sounds awfully familiar to other recent protests, you are not alone. This is identical to what happened in Euromaidan, Ukraine in 2013. Actions that led to a regime change in Kiev and has led to war that is still going on till this day. So, what does this have to do with those alliances with Russia? In the perspective of Russia, this is yet another CIA-backed regime change attempt. But before you think that it's just another Russian misinformation campaign, let's see why they think so. The entire incident in Kazakhstan ignited shortly after Russian President Vladimir Putin has issued an ultimatum to NATO to withdraw troops from its borders, backyard, and doorstep because Russia feels surrounded and threatened by NATO. On top of that, Russia's traditional sphere of influence has come under attack, and what they see are the same tactics used over and over again, with the last decade having these trends pop up in Ukraine and much more recently Belarus, where a regime change was definitely the opposition's objective but ultimately failed. They also question the spontaneousness of such organized tactics and coordination being implemented at lightning speed, much quicker than the cases of Ukraine and Belarus. So quick, in fact, that Western sources don't even have information yet about the riots themselves, nor have any analytics out there as of yet. Russia believes that Kazakhstan is just the next stop of cutting Russia's neighbors away from it and opening up opportunities for NATO military bases and US-EU economic business, such as was seen in than the oil foreign stake. On January 5th, the US White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki responded to claims of US involvement behind the string of protests as, quote, crazy Russian claims.
Okay, sorry, just one more. Within that region, we've also seen a lot of instability in Kazakhstan. Is that something that the White House has a position on?
Yeah, we have obviously, as you noted, we have seen that, and we're monitoring reports of protests in Kazakhstan. We support calls for calm, for protesters to express themselves peacefully, and for authorities to exercise restraint. There are some crazy Russian claims about the U.S. being behind this, so let me just use this opportunity to convey that as absolutely false and clearly a part of the standard Russian disinformation playbook we've seen a lot of in past years. Go ahead.
This issue also comes just a few days away of scheduled talks between Vladimir Putin and Joe Biden to be held on January 10th. Russia also shows evidence compiled from social media posts, Telegram app, blog posts, and footages they've reviewed in which they claim proves that a lot of the organizers behind the Blitzkrieg-like coordination are paid protesters and have possibly even received training from abroad. Despite the government resigning, the riots seem to only be getting stronger. Despite the oil prices doubling as a result of not enough domestic stakes in its own oil production and less than 5% of the Russian stake, Kazakhstani nationalists are taking to the streets and to the internet to spread their nationalistic pride and to cut ties with Russia. I've already seen troll accounts on social platforms, including YouTube, spreading the Kazakh nationalism and pride. The Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev has requested CSTO military assistance, and as I am editing this video, it seems that this request will be accepted. No official confirmation is yet out there, but new media sources already report the current president of CSTO, which is a representative of Armenia, as heads of CSTO rotate on an annual basis, has approved the request. Here are the summary points of this video. Kazakhstan points: armed rioting, looting, internet blackout, government buildings taken over and torched, government resigns, Kazakh president requests CSTO peacekeepers, reports of CSTO peacekeepers to be sent for assistance, US State Department denies any involvement. Kazakhstani protester perspective. Official reason due to rising gas prices. Sudden surge of nationalism. Lightning-quick coordination and efficiency. Russian perspective. First Euromaidan in Ukraine, followed by Belarus, and now Kazakhstan. Comes shortly after Putin issued an ultimatum to remove NATO troops from its doorstep. Comes shortly before Putin-Biden talks. Possible Russian troop/peacekeeper intervention under the CSTO flag. As the soon-to-be rebranded Ukraine War Awareness follows these developments and continues to analyze the incoming information from all media sources as well as primary sources, we will bring any significant updates that will follow as well as expand the coverage of analyzing global developments. Subscribe to keep up to date with our uploads and share your comments down below if you think Russia will send in troops, or if you believe the gas hike was the root cause for this situation, or if there is more going on behind the scenes, or other thoughts you may have regarding this situation. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button as it helps us expand during our rebrand. Also, our Discord link is in the description. Come by and say hello. Until next time.